What's up, guys? No Sunday afternoon. Looks like we're creeping back into good old Texas weather, man. We're like 92 degrees today. Gotta love that. But we are gonna try to get out again. I was talking to my buddy from New York, John, up in he's one of my subscribers on my channel. But I was talking to him today. I was telling him about last night, man. And I will tell you this. I'm sure a lot of people probably wouldn't say nothing about it, but I originally yesterday I was thinking about going out to the lake and do some boat chasing with my Avata 2 drone. Had everything charged up. I charged it up the night before, I guess Friday night, and yesterday. Imagine that, and as you're going to be able to see today as well. Of course, this whole weekend's been under wind advisories, so that kind of shot the lake out because the wind's even worse. Uh, wind's even worse out at the lake. But anyway, I like I said, it was kind of a bun deal. So I just said screw it. I went to work last night and worked for I think 3 hours. I made me a quick 100. But I got home about 10 o'clock and said, screw this, I'm going to go out for a night ride. So I jumped on the old Ridge Star. Figured I'd go get out and maybe do a quick 30, 45-minute ride just around, just kind of level off after working and whatnot. But imagine that, I left the damn lens cover on the whole on the camera. So yeah, it wasn't a very good outing last night. Kind of crazy. Never done that before, but anyway, it ended up being about an hour and a half video. I figured, well, I'll do a video on the Red Star on Saturday night, and then today I'd get out. Of course, the wind's still crazy, blowing again. So, ended up with an hour and a half of audio and a black screen on the camera because I didn't take the lens cover off. Imagine that. But what I'm gonna try to do today is, I don't know, man. I'm always in search of different bike trails, whatnot. Like I said, it's not like we're just overly blessed with stuff around here, but there's a I don't know. There's supposed to be some park with a bike trail on it coming, and I've already got it locked in. I just got to hit start, but um, I'll take a ride over there and see what's going on with that. And just get out. Like I said, this is kind of crazy with this wind. Seems like every weekend I want to get out. I mean, that last time I flew, I flew that, uh, I flew that drone. I took the Red Star out and I flew that drone. Probably shouldn't even flown that thing, man. It was pretty bad if you can look at the video. The wind was horrible, and you know, the screen, I gave you the screenshot or my goggles view, and as you can see high wind velocities, everything telling me not to fly, but I flew it. But I'm not gonna do it. The wind's even worse now, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna now I gotta go. Now I'll have to fly during the week because I've got full batteries, and I don't like letting them sit there full. So I'll end up burning those batteries up this week or something. But anyway, like I said, we're going to get out and do a quick run, I guess, and kind of get out and do a ride. I have nothing in specific other than going and looking for this park that they're saying that these trails are. I've got a bad feeling it's going to be, might be it doesn't give you a whole lot of information on the length of it, or it might just be a small one. I don't know, but I'm gonna go look. Like I said, I ain't got nothing else to do other than cut grass. My backyard I need to work on, but who the hell wants to do that in 92-degree weather? But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get out and try to make something out of it. But like I said, I'm gonna be behind on a video or so because I'm stupid. Didn't take the I didn't take the damn I didn't take the damn lens cap off of the camera. So anyway, fire all that up. Boy, I tell you, I wish I could take that rear bag off because that's what makes it hard getting on this thing. There was a dude on Facebook the other day. Somebody was asking him about, or asking the community about riding these Freedoms, if he should get his old lady a Freedom or the Cruiser. And he said his old lady's like 5'3". Well, hell, I'm 5'6". I got this seat all the way down and I'm barely flat-footed. I don't know how anybody's going to be able to, at 5'3", I don't even understand. Even if you don't have a bag on the back, how the hell is she going to get on that big old bike? Of course, everybody was saying, oh, that's no problem. Yeah, right. This is a big bike. Now, the Red Star would work. Like I said, damn wind. Wind's pretty bad, man. Golly. Ouch.
Continue on Colorado Drive for 3/4 of a mile.
Old Colorado Drive. Man, it's hot. It is already getting hot in Texas. And it's not even close to summer. Pretty bad. And as I was trying to say last night on my other video, I took this rear tire back off of the wire of this wired bike. I took it back off, took it back apart.
Turn left onto Pecan Cove Drive.
Kind of irritates me because whoever installed that thing, they stripped out one of them hub motor bolts, and it's a bitch to get out, but it was stripped before I even touched it. But anyway, I took it back apart. I re-lubed the hub, got the wire where he wanted it.
Turn left onto Pecan Cove
This
Drive.
is kind of a feel out ride.
Continue on Pecan Cove
I mean,
Drive.
right now I'm sitting at 186 degrees, 185. We'll rip this thing and see what's going on. I don't know if I've ever videoed going down this. This is a Pecan Grove one. It's a pretty steep hill too. This wind is horrible. Golly.
Turn left onto West Highway 190, West Business 190, then turn right onto Garden Avenue.
Yeah, this wind's horrible, man. It's trying to blow me over. I can feel it blowing me to the left when I'm going.
Turn right onto Garden Avenue.
Like I said, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever been down here.
County Drive.
I don't know if I've ever been down here, but there's supposed to be some park down here. According to the old Google Maps, we'll see. I know I have been down here on this road. Man. You know what? I wonder, now that I'm heading this way, I think this is that one with that little trail I took you guys on with the Red Star, I think. I think that's what this,
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Dennis Street.
I think that's what this park is they're talking about. I think I already know about this one. It didn't look familiar on Google Maps. Of course, nothing ever does, but I'm thinking that's what it is. Let me look and see. I've been looking for one of these little bikes. I've been looking for just a plain Jane old fender. You know, I just want to find me an old junky fender.
Head north on Guy Circle toward Matty Drive, then turn right onto Matty Drive.
I wanted to put an old plastic fender underneath to cover the wires up on the bottom of this frame.
Turn right onto Dennis Street, then turn right.
But I don't want to use one of my good fenders. I want to find just an old junker. Man, look at that. This guy spent some money on his grass watering.
Turn right, then your destination will be on the left.
Yeah, this is the bike trail I already know about. Damn.
Your destination is on the left.
Yeah, this thing's staying right around 200 degrees. Pretty consistently. Let's see here. Yeah, I've already been on that trail before. That's sad. It's sad. Thought I found something different, but I don't think so. Yeah, this is that South Park. I didn't know that's what it was called, but they call this South Park in Copper's Cove. And yeah, I've already done this. Found this. I accidentally found this one. Yeah, this is a pretty short little trail here. But yeah, once again, I try to get my son to go out this weekend. Oh, he wants to go during the week, but it's just so hard with the traffic and stuff. You know, when everybody starts getting off work, man, that whole downtown Austin stuff is a nightmare. And driving that big ass truck of mine down there is not the easiest either, but like I said, when I go down there, I want the weather to be perfect. I don't care about the heat or whatever. I'll deal with it, but what I want to do is I want to be able to fly my drone all down the town area, and the wind's got to be right. I'd rather do it at nighttime though. The downtown with all the high rise and all the lights, man. I bet it's beautiful on the drone. Yeah, I still can't get over that, man. Went on a whole ride last night and never took my damn cap off of the camera. Yeah. It happens, I guess. It never happened to me, but it did. Get out of the way, squirrel. Golly, that guy was trying to run under my tire. Hold on here. What was that? I guess there's another right side. Yeah, I know. I've been on this thing 2 or 3 times. I think I videoed it once or twice. Maybe I was on this. I think I took the Red Star down here, or Ride Star, whatever the hell it is. But I didn't ever, I don't think I videoed it that first time I found this place on the Red Star, but I don't think. What is it, guys? If any of you guys from the Red Star, Ride Star, whatever crowd, what is the technical name? What is the actual name? Is it a Ride Star or is it Red Star? And I've heard multiple people say multiple things. They've used it both. I don't know. I've heard more people call it Red Star than they call it Ride Star, but who knows? Yeah, that buddy of mine from New York said earlier, he said, man, it sounded like you like that wired bike better, which, it was the first e-bike I ever owned. But I'm telling you, as I'm getting more, I hate to ride more. I hate to ride more of them because, hell, I might end up with 10 of them in my garage. But I do like this wired, but I will say this. The Red Star it rides better. It's a more comfortable ride. It's not as big, easy to maneuver. But I love the power and the speed of this. I love the power and the speed of the wired. Now, which more than likely, I'm probably going to end up with more than what this is, but if and when I can get this damn mod kit in from China, I think it's going to have more power than this, and it'll have the range. Like I said, these are dual 60 amp batteries. But the amp hours on them, I think, is 20 on the front and 15 on the back. So you're only 35 amp hour, but it is a dual battery setup. The one from China is going to be just a single triangle battery that is 72 volts, but it's a 40 amp hour battery. So I think I may end up, and that's the bad thing, if that Ridstar actually turns out how I want it, man, it's going to be hard to ride this big old beast. Like I said, that Ridstar is a lot more comfortable ride. I just I don't like the performance of it, but I do enjoy riding it. This here, even though I've got the Cloud 9 seat on it, which is a little better than Wired seat. I mean, Wired, it didn't seem like it. I never actually rode on it. I yanked it off first thing, but you can feel this Cloud 9's got more pad. It's got the inner spring underneath it and all that mess, but I never actually tried the Wired one. But even this Cloud 9, after you've been on it a while, and I know when I say this, I'm going to have people, oh, you need to go with suspension, seat post. I am tired. I'm getting tired of spending more money on all this gadget stuff. But you ride this bike for a couple hours, it'll hurt your ass, even with that Cloud 9. You know, I'm not dogging it. I'm just saying that Ridstar, I feel as though, what the hell are they doing up there in that house? I can hear it sound like they got a little party going on. But yeah, like I said, I was actually looking at houses up there. I didn't realize this trail was here, but I looked at a few houses and I actually thought this was a creek down here. And I was like, hell no, I ain't getting no mosquitoes. Mosquitoes would be horrible here in Texas if you live right on water, but unfortunately it's not. It's not water. I mean, it's a bike trail. There is a creek to the left of me here, but anyway, those were kind of junkier houses anyway, but yeah, like I said, pound for pound on speed, this bike is the shit. It's got plenty of power. Damn, we've already got 18 miles? No way. Have we? No. What the hell is that? Did that not reset? That says 18 miles. But over here, trip history, it says 5.7 miles. And I'm a blind man, ain't got my glasses, but I can see that. 5.7 all-time distance. And I reset those when I left the house. See, it says 5.7 here, but it says 18.4 over here. That's crazy. But I am recording this. I'm recording this trip. So we'll see what that is. But I don't know, for some reason the mileage on this thing is crazy. Ah, well. But nah, like I said, pound for pound, if you're talking speed, Wired is the shit. Ride and comfort and the agility part, you know, you can actually maneuver that little Ridstar so much better. But the ride comfort, Ridstar is great. And I bet if you get the, you know, I wanted one of those Super 73s, which basically is the Ridstar thing. Ridstars are knockoffs of the Super 73s. They're kind of knockoffs, but like I said, I bet that Super 73 that has, man, my brain goes crazy, but I was looking for one of them, but I forget the model of it. But it actually has rear suspension. But most of those Super 73s are hard. They're rigid frames. They don't have rear suspension. And man, that's got to be horrible. I mean, I would think that would not beat you to death. I watched that kid on, you know, like I said, that Raspy Rides kid that I watched out of California. He had one of the Super 73s and he did all the mod kits on it. I wanted to remember, I can't remember what he called that series. For some reason I wanted to say it started with an S, but he, not a walker, or I thought that was a biker over there. Man, I can't remember what his bike model was called, but it was a rigid rear end. And You know, I think he changed the front forks out on it, but the back was rigid, had no suspension. And he did the mod on it stuff, got that thing running, but I noticed he really doesn't drive it a whole lot. Or at least on his videos. After he did that, he did a couple of rides on it, and then I think a couple of videos ago, he said he was going to sell it, get something different. I went, what was he looking? Oh, he was talking about possibly getting one of those. What is that one? Oh, Happy Trails or whatever did a demo on that. The Goat. He said he was interested in that goat bike. Billy Goats or whatever. There's like 2 or 3 different versions of it. But yeah, he was talking about maybe getting one of those and modding that thing up. But you know, at least I think it's more for the suspension stuff. That other one he had, those Super 73s, they've got to be rough. I mean, the Ridstar is kind of, it's a little on the bumpy side. That rear shock really isn't the best, but it's better than nothing. But there's so many of these damn bikes, manufacturers. It's really hard to say, hell, I might drive one that's better than the Ridstar. I don't know. God, this wind is horrible. I'm gonna go over here and look, see if I can see behind this building, behind this church. There's that old hill we climbed up with that Ridstar and tried to fly that drone up there. That's the hill right there. Like I said, man, my fascination with all of being, you know, this hill stuff. I just love being up high, where you can see forever. Man, I'm trying to think where I could go. Got a 90% battery and nowhere to go. Damn, they're gonna be building another neighborhood over here. Well, I tell you, this clean Copper's Cove area, man. I mean, I know it's because of the military base. God, they put a lot of houses in around here. I mean, a bunch of houses. I'm trying to remember if I've ever been down this 3046. Can't remember what's down there, but there ain't no bike lanes on it, that's for sure. I got my high vis green. I got my high vis neon green stuff on, so hopefully they can see me. Yeah, we'll just take a ride down here. Nah, boy. Got a little ankle biter chasing me. See, I like this area like this. And back when I was looking for a house, I sure wished I had one of these damn e-bikes. So I could have got out and looked. I mean, this is the kind of shit I like. I don't like living in a little neighborhood. I like to have a little bit of land with it because I would love to have a shop. Somebody got a damn pair of shoes laying right there. Arrowhead Drive. I don't know where all this goes. Check it out though. It's weird. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 flag poles up there, and there's remnants of 5 flags. All the flags ripped off. Man, look at this. This is cool right here. This is more what I'd rather live in, where I can build me a shop. All these places got little shops. It's cool. You don't have the city over giving you hell about what you're doing. Man, this would be perfect. God, this is nice and quiet back here. Older houses, but that don't scare me none. Wow, what a nice area. Like I said, this is nice. Man, that house is for sale. This house is for sale. Definitely needs some work. It's got a couple of little junky shops in the back. It's older, that's for sure. How big is the backyard? Oh, hell yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about right here. This would be cool. Got this big old yard, man. I could put me a big old shop right here. That looks like maybe a creek back there too, but yeah, you can see though, they used to have something right here. Got a couple of slabs in the back. ThatRealtyPlace.com. I wonder what they're asking for this place. I guess that's the address, 2820. Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture of this sign real quick. Hell, I'll look it up. And that would be cool, man. It's got a big old yard to it. I bet they're asking stupid money for it though. Of course, that's pretty much everything these days. Everybody's asking stupid money for stuff. I will say this though, I talked to my girl up in China last night. Of course, I've already talked about all this last night to a lens cover. But I talked to her last night. Yeah, they're not very happy with the old Trumper. And I don't blame them. 145%, whatever. But she was telling me just the shipping alone on that kit that I just bought, just the shipping went up about $80, I think, $75. Spotted horse livery. Oh, look, there's an old Trumper right there. Whatever. But yeah, like I said, she's supposed to be compiling me, and I told her, hey, could get me a good deal, which I got, I got a pretty decent deal on my kit. But, I told her, hey, I got a YouTube deal, and I was trying to get the price down. And I told her, it'll all be on the YouTube channel stuff, and I'll try to refer them some more business. I ain't gonna try to make money off anybody, but I told her we'd try to. Oh, yeah, that roof is pretty bad, man. I'm always looking at roofs and looking at all kinds of different stuff. But yeah, like I said, she said that there's definitely gonna be a hike. She actually tried to see if I wanted to pay more money to them. I took care of that a couple weeks ago before all this crap kicked in. But I told her, you gotta be crazy. I said, you already quoted me shipping. You quoted me all the pricing on it. I said, why in the hell would I pay you more money? I said, I'm sorry it happened. I said, I really don't agree with it either. I think it's gonna hurt the American consumers. I really do, but at the same time, I mean, shit happens. That's business. It's kind of like me. If I gave somebody a quote, and this is, this is very well possible, but if I gave somebody a quote on a roof job, and a week later somebody jacks up the prices, I can't do nothing about that. My quotes are good for 30 days. And, I have to state that on my contract. know, my quotes are valid for 30 days. If pricing changes after that, I can change it. But I don't know. You know what? I took a picture of that one house that was for sale, but I didn't even check to see what the street was. I think it might be back down here again. I can't remember really. I'm already kind of getting lost. Wow. What a nice area. I bet it's all well and septic system, which is just another expense, but still, there that house is. So it's on Arrowhead Drive. I'll have to remember that. I think it's 2820 Arrowhead Drive. Arrowhead Drive. But like I said, pretty nice area. People are lucky here. Like I said, if it were like this up on top of a hill, it would be awesome. I saw these kids with some damn swimsuits on. I was thinking, surely they ain't gonna swim in that little creek. There's probably snakes and all kinds of stuff in there. I don't know if you people realize how lucky you are, but this is beautiful.
Yes.
This is so beautiful. And what's really horrible is I moved to Coppers Cove about going on 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I didn't know any better. I live off of Grimes Crossing, but I step out my back porch and I look at my neighbor and I'm like, wow, is this pretty expensive area though, or is this Kempner or what is this?
It's considered Cove.
Is it?
Like we have a Cove address, but it's outside of city limits.
Oh yeah.
And something even more amazing is that's my uncle, and those are my parents.
Ah, got the whole family.
Yeah.
God, this is beautiful and quiet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
So these are sizable acreage tracts, I guess?
Yeah, I think this is an acre.
Oh, that's not too big.
But it's all.
Because I own 10 acres out in towards Florence. And it got to the point, when I first was there, it was like $1,000 for taxes. By 7 years later, it was about $6,000. I didn't even have a house on it yet. I lived in an RV there.
You know,
But,
I don't know what's going on with the prices.
oh, it's nuts.
But I tell you what, I wouldn't be able to afford this if I was just getting started.
Yeah.
You know?
See, there's a house over here for sale, and I took pictures of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up and kind of see, but like I said, I'm more of the type where I like the quiet, and it doesn't matter having neighbors, but they're not sitting on my.
Right.
And you know, I told my wife, I'm like, God, I want to have a shop.
Yeah.
But you can't do none of that. I mean, I parked my truck on the side of the driveway, and the city told me we're going to impound your truck if you don't move it. And I'm like,
That's what's nice out here is they can't tell you what
Right.
to do and what not to. But that house, I want to say it's in the 200s,
really?
but it needs a lot of work.
Oh, really?
But I mean, all you gotta do is hire a contractor.
So everything out here is on well and septic, or do y'all have city?
We're the only ones on septic.
Oh, really?
Well, this kind of septic.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're on septic, but it's the one that drains. I don't really know the.
Oh, the what do they call that? The aerobic or whatever system?
I really don't know, but I know that because this is a newer build, it had to be on the newer septic.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, you might be on the what they call the aerobic system, but I mean it depends on how fast that leaches. You know, it has to absorb stuff into the ground, but
Well,
yeah,
and that one doesn't absorb. We have to have it pumped.
right,
But it does have a sprinkler to it where I guess the clean water
right.
is sprayed, something like that.
Yeah, that's that Arabic or aerobic, whatever they call that. But yeah,
Something like that, yeah.
huh.
So,
But y'all do have city sewer here, or no? You'll have city water.
We have Hippner water.
Oh, see, I've read on Facebook horror stories. Everybody complaining about that, but I don't know. I mean, they say it's crazy expensive.
Price,
Yeah. Yeah, they were saying it was very expensive. I think they were saying $80 before you even pump water.
yeah, $80 is like the minimum.
Yeah.
But we always go over the 80.
Right. Right. Yeah, this is beautiful. Y'all are lucky there, I tell you.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful area.
really, really nice out here for tourists.
All right, well, y'all have a good afternoon.
You have a good one.
Oh, that's over here gabbing. Man, how nice is that? And she said that house wasn't but like 200, I don't know. But depends on how much work it needs. I'll look it up though. Hell, if I actually, and I don't know if there's any environmentalists in the house, but I am a hunter. I've always hunted my whole life, but if you got the right spot here, I could probably bow hunt at least out here. But I don't know, like I said, man, how nice is this though? It's quiet. Them old naked flagpoles. Those are kids down there at that creek. That's why there's a pair of shoes laying up there. Yeah, my mom's got a place over in Lampasas, and it's about 20 miles from here. I'm gonna make that run one day. I always said, I think this could make it. But it is a bunch of just open road. As long as I maintain the speed, I'm not sitting here completely wiping out the battery getting there. But it's a small town, but it's kind of like that too. I think they have, what do they got, 5 acres? I think. I don't know where I'm at now. Let's see here. Arrowhead Drive. I guess this is that 116 or something. I think I turned down there. Yeah, we'll just get out here and see what we can find. These houses, man, look at all this fancy stuff. There's some nice houses in here. Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm not much of a city person. I don't really get into the city life too much, but And maybe if I was in a real city, Copper Cove is by far a horrible city, if you're going to call it a city. Not much to do and not much to look at. Cheap place to live, but there's not much to look at. I don't know though. I just have a strong feeling that things aren't looking too positive right now on the old economy and all that mess. To me, it isn't. Of course, there's a lot of economists out there saying that we're destined for a recession because of all this craziness going on with the new boss man, or whatever you call him. They're saying it's probably going to be we're going to probably enter into a little bit of recession here. Who knows though? They're predicting it. This. There's a road going all the way down there, a dirt road. I don't know what it's for. Yeah, we'll go take a peek. Curious minds want to know. That says posted keep out. I wonder, somebody might live down there. I don't know. For some reason this camera just don't seem like it's hanging like it normally does. Something feels different about it. And I guess this is gonna, all that neighborhood down there is gonna branch out into expansion back in here, I guess. I don't know. There's different, there's a, yeah, I think, yeah, that looks like something. There's an excavator down there. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't go down there. Never know in old Texas, man. Everybody around this place, everybody got guns. They love to show them off. That's another thing I really don't care about. And believe me, I've got ample amount of guns, but I don't have any ambition. I mean, I carry one in my truck, and that's totally legal. But I don't think there's any reason in walking around public with a gun strapped to your side, which you can do. This is like the Wild West here in Texas. Of course, Arizona was like that. You know, I worked a hailstorm in the Phoenix, Glendale area in Arizona. I worked that for about 9 months down there. I lived in a real nasty place. I mean, it was a cheap RV spot to park the RV, but like I said, man, that thing, I was tripping out when I first got there. I think it was a Chili's or a Applebee's or something, but some dude came in and slapped a gun down on the bar. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, that's been like that in Arizona for a while. And now Texas is like that. It's all the Wild West, man. You can pack a gun anywhere you want, I guess, as long as you're legally able to own one. Pretty crazy. I don't know what the hell this is. What is this? Oh, this is yeah, this is 2657. I don't know where I'm at here. Yeah, this is what's so bad. You know, that street, I know it's Arrowhead Drive now. I remember. I was going to say, I'm glad I put that on this video because I done forgot what the street name on that house was. I got it, like I said. I don't know. Like I said, this whole Texas thing, I was born and raised in Texas. Born in Austin, Texas, and kind of floated around different, you know, my family moved out to the country, and I've been in the country most of my life. But I don't know, this old Texas is getting a little tough, man, with the weather. And getting pretty tough, man. Summers are brutal. You know, when I was younger and was actually, you know, working a whole lot, man, it was tough. It was tough to work outside, man, in the summer. Now the winters are pretty mild. It gets cold. It does get cold, that's for sure, but it don't get like it does up north. I was telling that old John from New York when I was talking to him earlier today. I told him it would be cool. Of course, I'd be a fish out of water up there in New York, but I would love to go up there and spend a week or two and just kind of get out in the city. And man, I'd be a video fool, man. I'd be shooting video of everything, but I don't know. Like I said, I might be that fish out of water, man. I don't know. I wouldn't know what to do, but I mean, I've got an enclosed trailer, dual axle enclosed. I think it's a 14x7 or something. I could load that trailer up. I mean, what would really be cool is if I could hook up with a few people that get into this, that you know, that has time and money to, you know, do a little traveling. You know, I could throw, God, I mean, that trailer I got, I bet, I mean, it's got a rear ramp that you can let down. It's got side doors, it's got rear ramps that you can just fold down and unload whatever. I mean, and it's a brand new trailer. I mean, it just sits over at my mom. I mean, I use that. I've used it several times, but like I said, it'd be cool to get about 4 people, because then you could load up in the truck, you know. 4 people load up in the truck and just take off and do trips. Load the bikes up in the trailer, all your stuff in the trailer, nothing gets wet. Easy traveling. But like I said, that gets expensive with diesel. I mean, that truck gets pretty good. I haven't had it out on any major runs, but I know back when I used to travel with it, I get 22, 23 miles a gallon on that diesel. I mean, that's with that big Duramax in it, but like I said, I've got it tuned. I've got that truck where I did all the delete stuff on it, and did the delete stuff on it, and I had it tuned for a gas mileage. I don't care about, you know, neck ripping power, at least on a truck. You can only go so fast. But it pulls like a mule, man. I mean, it does. It pulls. I used to pull 30-foot trailers with that thing. And I want to say it was like either 3 or 4 duplex. We were putting metal roofs on duplexes way out in Bastrop County. I think I pulled 30-foot trailer with 3 duplex full of metal. And that truck, you can't even feel it. That thing pulls like a mule. But like I said, it would be cool. I mean, if you could split the cost 4 ways. Hell, and actually, I mean, if I was a single man on my own, I mean, I could probably even, what is this guy doing? He keeps making circles around here. Yeah, I could even probably put like a little AC unit in the front and kind of make a little room up front of that trailer and haul my stuff around. Hell, I could live on the road, traveling around, riding, flying my drones, and whatever. Be kind of a cool deal, but I'm going off. I watch a guy here in Austin. I watch a guy here that's, he went and bought one of, I think I talked about it before on one of my videos, but I think his YouTube channel is called Loophole Culture or something like that. And he bought a little one of those old white city buses, one of the short bus things with a wheelchair lift in the back of it. And that's what he does, man. He lives in that. I don't know if he actually lives full time in it. He makes you think he does, but that's what he does, man. I mean, he goes to all these Sur-Ron ride outs. He'll go to New York, California, whatever. He takes that bus and just takes off. He takes off. But I could do it with that trailer. I know y'all probably think I'm crazy for riding like I do on those main roads, but for some reason I just feel more secure riding against traffic instead of with. I don't trust people coming up behind me. I mean, there is a little apron on that road where you can ride, but like I said, I just feel a little more secure with that. A little more secure. Old pack rat looking at trash again. I mean, of course, I haven't been really ripping this thing too much, but I mean, I'm setting it. What the heck? Look at that. That's a garage sale. Wow, the whole front yard's full of stuff. Wow. But yeah, I mean, I've been running, I mean, right now I'm running about 230 degrees. Like I said, it's not like I'm, you know, trying to dog on wired or nothing, but it's weird because I've watched some of my older videos when I first bought this thing, and I really didn't pay much attention to it. Like I said, I just got into this mess. I didn't know what was supposed to happen and what nothing, or wasn't supposed to, or whatever. But this thing was overheating even right after when I first bought it. But I was running this thing like a dog, though. I was running it hard, but I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, well, I just ran it too hard. But the only thing that threw me off, that really threw me for a loop, was that technician, that wired technician guy told me that it shouldn't overheat. That's why I'm like, wow, you know, and it does. I mean, it's done it a few times. Look at this guy hauling ass with a trailer. Idiot. I mean, it does. See, this neighborhood here, this is actually what they call Kempner. This is more, to me, it looks a little trashy. People don't really take super care. I mean, some of these do, but it's the ones that don't that really screws it up for the people that try to take care of their property. But I don't think I could live here, but it would have to be a select place. I couldn't live around junking. I mean, hell, there's one house, that thing got like a dozen cars in it. Looked like it had a little apartment in the back or something. Golly, that place is nasty. I mean, look at all these trailers. You can smell it. It smells like, I don't know, kind of trashy. Damn, I guess I better pull over and change this battery out. It's already 5 o'clock. I'm surprised this thing ain't been chirping at me. And find me a little shade hole. I mean, look, that's a pretty decent house. Got a nice shop. It's got a nice shop. They don't take care of the yards and stuff. It looks kind of crappy, which, you know, to each his own. That's fine. But what does that do to your sales value, you know, the value of your home? All right, guys, I am going to swap this battery out real quick. I'll be right back.